Yes.
Fish head.
Trout fishing is red hot at Collins Lake. Check out these awesome rainbows my clients have landed this fall. Join me on the FHS pontoon boat and learn my proven methods for catching more and bigger trout up close and hands-on. To book your trip now, go to fishhuntshoot.com and we'll be yelling fish on. Collins Lake, baby.
Man, oh man.
Howdy guys, Cal Kellogg here. That was pretty cool footage in the beginning of this video, even though I didn't hook that fish. Let's look at it again. Let's look at what that fish really did. Now you see that fish? That fish came up from below the lure. He checked out the lure. He decided it wasn't for him, but he clearly came up from below and behind that bait. And this leads right into a question that Ricky24 recently asked me. He hasn't been around much lately. He's been putting in a lot of hours at work, but his time's kind of getting freed up now, and he's been reaching out with some trout fishing questions. And he asked me, what do the marks mean that I see on my sonar? Where should I position my baits? And the answer is, you should always position your bait when you're targeting trout above the level of the feeding fish. I like to put my spoons or my flies or whatever I'm pulling anywhere from 5 to 15 feet above the highest marks, because I know those fish, they want to move up and feed. I think when we're out trolling and we see the rod really get slammed, we have this mental image of a trout just coming in from the side and just blitzing our bait, but I don't think that's what happens. In fact, I know that's not what happens. What happens is our spoon or fly or whatever it is, it's moving along, and that fish comes up, grabs it, and goes back down, and that's what causes that violent reaction on the tip of the rod. So just remember, you always want your bait positioned above the level of the fish, anywhere from 5 to 15 feet in my opinion. That's where you want your spoon, your fly, whatever. If you're seeing marks spread out through a wide range of depths, let's say we're marking trout and they're spread out from 30 to 60 feet deep, I always have my best luck targeting the fish at the top of that range. The lower fish, not always, but most of the time, they seem to be inactive. Those are fish that are done feeding, they're down there, they're resting, they're snoozing, they're not interested in chasing. So I always target the fish that are in the top of the biomass, and I always try to run my lures above the level of those fish, because I always want to target the fish that are most active, the fish that are most willing to chase. Let's take a look at that footage one more time. It's just cool. Watch that trout, here he comes. He's coming up, and you know, he peels off and we didn't get him. But there is no question that that trout came up from below and behind that spoon to check it out. And you know, it just pays. It pays whenever I have my lures up above the level of the trout. I hope that helped you catch more and bigger fish, Ricky24, and I hope it helps everyone that watches the channel, you know, better position their baits for success. I have a lot of guys that reach out to me that tell me, you know, I saw marks down 60, 80 feet and I was right in the middle of those marks. I was chasing those marks and I didn't catch anything. And very often the answer to that problem is to move your baits up in the water column, because you're not exposing the bait to actively feeding fish. The active fish are typically up in the water column, and once again, you always want that bait above the level of the feeding fish. I'm Cal Kellogg. I'm signing off for now. If you're looking for lures, gear, rods, and more, you know where to go. fishhuntshoot.com. I'm signing off for now. I'll catch you next time right here on YouTube. You guys stay safe, and please remember to hit that subscribe button, and you'll always know when I'm on here talking about trout fishing tactics. Thanks a lot, guys.